Six, please tell us what happened last week and know what's going to happen the moment that you finish.
Okay, last week we spent some time in Dolvaran getting our ducks in a row. We talked to Permelia, who gave us more information about going to Aridia and why, and we got supplies together to do that. We also took Crow out to dinner, and nothing bad happened. Only I'm not joking, nothing bad actually did happen. Then we hit the road and along the way learned of some threats. There's a Rasahari terrorist cell in Aridia. What? And also there's some giant babies. Thankfully, we aren't going to encounter any of the giant babies, but some Aridian soldiers sure did. So Permelia was like, we have to help them. And because Permelia can get us to do anything, we all said, okay, and that's where we are.
Right, joke typed out. Is there anything people would like to add?
Nope.
Okay, then. Well, that's a very simple recap and not inaccurate. Uh, as all of you are approaching from where you saw this flare, you see pitched battles as many people are fleeing. Uh, Currently, several people already lay around it dead. Uh, Few still have weapons out and appear to be fighting it. Armor very clearly on, very clearly readied soldiers. Even as people fall, they don't seem to be shaken too badly. Likely it's something that they expected to happen when they fought this thing. Its size is ginormous. It's definitely the biggest creature that any of you have ever seen, and as a reminder, you've all seen a dragon. It looks like a gigantic human baby with a giant, almost antenna sticking out of its head that glows brightly as it's swinging around, and anything that it seems to be touching with basically almost minute amounts of forces seems to be thrown back or crushed almost immediately. I am going to move you to a battle map to roll initiative because I know you want to help.
Uh, Being as that we're responding to a flare, would we have had any chance to cast preparation spells and such?
Uh, the idea would be more of you're getting there, and this is basically as you see it. It's not directly engaged with you yet, it's directly engaged with people next to it.
So, like, Rev and I wouldn't have enough time if we wanted to trigger Idola?
You know what? I'm going to do a luck roll to decide if you get a free action as a thing that you're doing on the way there. Yes, you all can have one free action of a preparation spell.
Woo.
I swap into my shield.
That's a good action.
Yes.
I'm gonna summon, Spear.
Okay.
Leo is going to make his armory arm guard vibrate to give it the +1 property.
Additionally, if you would like to be anywhere else on the top of this map, that is fine.
Um, how do I oh, never mind. I figured out how to do it. Go, Mira.
I was actually not going to. You don't have to roll initiative for Mira, she just goes after you.
Oh, she just goes after me, okay.
This is important for if you ever want to mount her.
That's fair.
Oh my god, Permelia rolled low at something. It can happen.
She's scared. See, you already have her. Oh my god.
These.
These aggro babies.
So, instead of having the guards have initiative, my intention was to just have them go on initiative 0, like a layer action. That being said, is there anything else people would like to do before we begin this battle?
I think I'd also like to Pandora trigger if I may.
You may.
I'm going to start the battle with my hand crossbow out instead of my claws.
Completely fine. Anything else?
I would pray to God. No particular God. Leo does not pray, but I, as a player, pray.
All right. Tharnacool and Helm are probably on your side. Probably. I don't know.
Debatable.
Okay. As you are all approaching and getting your weapons out, Karuto,
Yes.
you hear a voice in your head. Citizens should be retreating. Please let us handle this. You feel like you could respond.
Uh, we are capable of handling ourselves. We wish to help.
You don't get a response back, but you get the feeling your message was received.
Caritas has allowed someone there is able to use the sending spell. They suggested we retreat.
With your natural perception, you can tell that it's not the guards currently fighting.
Mhm.
What is the state of these guards who are currently alive? Are they very injured?
One of them is fairly injured. The other one seems okay. The one directly in front of him is weirdly the one doing okay. There are 2 corpses by them that I just didn't throw tokens down on to throw an X mark on. I think you understand. But one of them has been ripped in half by this creature's jaws, and the other one was flattened almost immediately. This happened before you could arrive. Any other questions before I have it do something? Great. I have been waiting an entire week to say. The creature looks wildly around, its body shaking. Its very movements seem to create earthquakes. And you see trickles from behind it as it seems to be leaking, literally peeing. And its urine seems to burn the ground around it. The man directly behind him, I shouldn't say him, starts to scream as this its very fluids seems to be burning away at his skin. Rolling something really quick. He immediately passes out from the pain and seems to be melting in front of you. You can also tell this is just happening behind the creature constantly at this moment. That's its turn. Hey, Celastra.
Hello. Celastra sees this horrible sight and has decided to kill it with fire. So she will cast Flame Strike.
Oh my god! It is
Dang.
coming out of the gate with a big one.
Celestra's not fucking around. Holy
So
shit.
I'm going to ask, are you trying to avoid the soldiers?
Yes.
Okay. You can probably pretty easily do this. You hear a unearthly as it clearly is burned pretty heavily almost immediately.
Hooray. That's all I got for now.
6.
Does this Aridian soldier count as threatening the creature?
Yes.
Okay, with her crossbow drawn, she turns back and says, Karato, I'm going to spread out and try to spread its attention. Go in with me. And by go in with me, I'm explaining out of... You know what I'm going to do. I'm going to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spaces over here. And I'm going to take the attack action. I'm going to use Commander Strike to command Karato to shoot it.
Hey, straight roll, feather light bow. Let's go. Do the Aridians count for allies?
Yes. It is. This is actually why 6 asked.
Fair. I can't use my bonus action to redirect that.
The arrow sinks into its flesh, but it doesn't seem to even affect it. There's no damage. Like
Okay,
its
I'm
armor
worried
class
by
was
this.
higher than that.
And then 22 to hit.
22. You aim towards a much softer spot, and it goes straight in completely. Roll damage. Seems like piercing did full damage. That's good.
She calls back, Karato, look where I hit it. Hit it there next time. And that'll end my turn.
Wow, such criticism. Where's the support?
Rev.
Okay. Seeing 6 begin to also spread out, he's going to do the same in the other direction. Jeez, maybe here. And then bonus action going to Hexblade Curse the creature and action dodge.
Okay. Navale.
Hmm. Would it be I'm sorry, I need to think. I'm not sure. Okay. I am going to see. I'm gonna use a level 1 spell. I'm gonna cast command on the baby, and I'm gonna say grovel.
Ooh. That is wisdom, right?
Yes. Dang. Alright, well, that has a pretty good wisdom save. Okay. Marking that off. So that was my action. I am going.
Additionally, for casting this spell, could you roll me religion or arcana? Up to you.
I will roll religion. Okay, all right.
Helm
Again, has nothing to do with Helm, so it's completely legitimate.
Okay.
Uh, As your spell goes off, you realize even though whatever kind of creature this is seems to be resisting it, you're pretty sure it wouldn't have worked anyway. It didn't seem to understand your language.
Navali will quickly relay that to the group. Okay, so that was an action. I'm going to. I'm also going to spread out, so I'm going to have Navali move over here. And then I'm gonna bunker down. And I'm gonna have Mira follow me.
Okay.
I'm gonna have like Mira because Mira can go pretty far. She can go like 50 feet or something.
Correct.
I'm gonna have Mira be like right there. Actually, no, Mira just went, so I can't move again. That's me.
Okay. Leo.
Leo first starts Blight Zone. Gonna need that AC and such. And then as an action, Mirror Image. It seems like that will be necessary as well. Joining the split up crew. Leo's gonna get a little further up there. Jolting past 6. And then just a sort of a mechanical question. You indicated that the previous attack was behind the creature. Are you
It's
gonna be
still
like
going.
Okay, like are you gonna be rotating the token to indicate where behind is? Like,
Yes, I will.
Okay.
Currently, it is facing the way it is, but for an example, if I do this, it's
Okay.
behind is anything to the
North.
It's behind.
Okay. And does that seem to like the entire? What is the? What is
Give
the
me a
splash
quick
range?
perception so you can figure out the splash range without actually being affected yet. Best you guess is behind. It's hard to tell because it's
Okay.
moving around, just spraying everywhere.
Okay. That's it for me for now, though.
Carta.
Oh god. In fairness, I can just stand back here. I'm going to be going by this tree to 30 feet range and taking aim and firing at it. It's a big old target.
Not wrong.
Whip 22.
Hits.
Roll damage. Oof. Very nice.
Nice.
This one actually sinks in and it's roaring in pain and on fire. And this creature has definitely now stopped caring about the person next to him and started caring about the people who keep hitting it. Anything else?
So if I'm trying to hide, well, I guess I could try and hide behind the tree, but it probably knows where I am. So I'm going to save that for now. Yeah, I'm just going to stay here.
Camellia.
I'm gonna do something so dumb.
Oh, no.
I'm taking the dash action,
Oh no.
and I'm going right here.
Oh no.
Tell me I'm wrong, Skern.
You're not.
Let's actually go right here, so we're not stacked in a line. We're here to save the soldiers, Skern. I'm gonna go save the soldiers. That'll be the end of my turn.
Could you do me a favor?
Yes.
Have her roll a general charisma check. DC was pretty low. It was just a 10. As she's running over, she kind of taps on the back and makes a gesture that most of you can't identify, but she was in the military for a while. She knows their signals. That being said, he takes this and disengages and runs as his action.
Oh no.
Oh boy.
Oh no.
I did what Perm would do.
Anyway, who wants to see Vermilia die?
Oh no.
First things first, start of its turn. This guy, actually, we have to roll some. And the bodily function behind him clearly just keeps pouring down. He's slowly melting away.
Can Permilia call out that this individual is still alive?
She can tell that he's screaming, and so can you.
Okay.
Its body rushes forward. Every step shakes the earth as one reaches down to try and swing at Permilia, making sure everything is properly programmed before I start clicking things.
That is a hit.
Its other foot slams into her as well.
A miss.
She manages to block with her shield as the mouth starts to go directly over her.
Oh, it's a miss.
She just ducks under
It's
it.
it's barely a miss.
You can tell she's scared now because that mouth is big.
Oh my god, it was one away.
Salastra.
Oh. Hmm. Well, I don't really know what to do about that. Think Solastra will cast Spiritual Weapon next to Permelia. I think a 12 probably doesn't hit.
That does not hit, no. Do you want it right here?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Okay. And then I will Sacred Flame.
Despite the fact its massive size, you do notice that it's moving with some agility.
Alrighty.
It's
That
like
is
its
all.
flailing isn't random and rather terrifying when you look at it. 6.
Alright, reloading her crossbow. Karuto, good shot. One more time. I'm taking the attack action and using Commander Strike.
Whip. Bleh.
Hold on, let me double. 15 hits.
Whoa, okay. So that is 34 damage, I think.
That is
30.
Yes, that is no 34 because 6.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Yeah. You goof.
And 6.
I'm going to take one step down and then fire my actual shot at it. 17 to hit.
Hits.
10 points of piercing damage.
As you're pelting it with arrows, its eyes are kind of looking around as if it's deciding exactly how to deal with all of you.
Good work, Karuto. That's the end of my turn.
Yeah, no, it's not going to do anything yet. Hey, Rev.
Hi. Right, Rev is going to start spinning his chakram menacingly, and then he's going to swing at this thing.
Sure. $27 hits.
And again. And code transfer.
Okay, roll damage anyway. Thank you. Its body shifts away, as if being sucked into the chakram. So anyway, it's not there anymore. I believe that's the end of your turn.
Yep, that's me.
Navali, there's nothing there.
So okay. I have a question. I want to get on Mira, and try to like dash over to the soldier to do some lay on hands.
He's right
I'm
next to
guess
you. Oh, you mean the other guy? Yeah, no, that is within 50 feet of Mira. It is half your movement to get on Mira, but Mira's movement is not affected by you.
will I still be able to do lay on hands even though I'm
It's
getting on
not an
top of
action.
Mira?
It's just half your movement.
Okay. All right. She's gonna get on top of Mira. She's gonna point Mira towards the soldier. Is there like currently the piss on the ground?
It is burning, but it's not currently trickling down. It might hurt her hooves, but it's not going to do active damage.
Okay. She's going to command Mira to take her over to the soldier. And then she's going to lean down and she's going to give him 10 lay on hands.
He breathes deeply, his body clearly almost like a melted leather. He seems wildly looking around as if not sure what's happening.
She is going to dismount Mira and can
Uh,
she help get him up? Like on Mira?
no, unfortunately, that would be the next turn.
Okay. She is going to like indicate for him to get on Mira and like to get away.
In theory, he could do that.
Okay. And I think I still have a bonus action left.
Yes. But
Um,
could you just roll me persuasion?
yes. Well,
Makes
figures.
sense.
You get the feeling he does not trust you.
I mean, I figured. um, she is going to turn to Perm, and she is going to cast Shield of Faith. So she gets a +2 to her AC.
Why can't you just let her die?
No.
Hey, Leo.
Does this guy look like he doesn't trust Amalia and is about to attack her? Or just like,
No, more like he's just not trusting what she's trying to do.
okay.
Even though I healed him.
He doesn't really understand that he was screaming on the ground.
I guess Leo will just do some more buffs. He will cast Haste on himself. His mirror image is not concentration, and that's nice. And just kind of positioning in no place in particular. We'll say right here.
Okay.
And that's it.
Karuta, there's nothing to shoot. Just want to kill the
Um,
Aridians.
Not particularly. So what is this again? The stuff.
It appears to be grass that is overgrown. In theory, you could try and hide in it if you wanted to.
But I don't have the range. I hide behind this rock.
I mean, it doesn't exist right now, so I'll allow a stealth roll.
There you go. And then stealth. Put that in my item inventory. No, stats. There you go. GG.
You're pretty sure you're hidden
From nothing.
from nothing, correct?
It's true in both senses.
Vermilia.
Permelia is going to walk over here using 15 feet of movement as there's no creature. And can I have her attempt to do the same thing she did to the other Aridian soldier?
Sure. Give me a general charisma. Fuck. Is she going to do what Navali was trying to, like, suggest what Navali was trying to say?
I think what she's going to do is suggest the soldier retreat and offer Mira if the soldier thinks that it's a good idea. Is that fair?
Sure. Navali, your girlfriend comes up, reaches a hand out to him, and seems to be making some sort of gesture that it's definitely some kind of military signal and not just a hand signal that anyone could easily learn. And he seems to be nodding in acknowledgement and seems to not be as freaked out anymore. You don't exist.
And then with the rest of my turn, was that an action or was that just free?
That was just free.
Okay. He is still here. I'm going to cover their exit by moving right here.
Okay.
And then I'm going to standard action Sacred Blade.
Okay. Her blade starts to glow in a very bright yellowish color. And as she does this, this guy will climb on Mira and just hope that Mira is going to do something later. This guy runs off the map. Celestra.
Hello. Um. When does Rev's exile thingy end? Do we know?
End of his turn.
Okay. In that case, I would like to cast a wall of fire on in a circle just the size of the baby.
Don't believe you could actually shrink it, but you could make a line that will affect it and only it.
It says, or a ringed wall up to 20 feet in diameter.
If it is up to, then yeah, you could shrink it.
Cool. I would like to do that.
Everyone sees where it disappeared, just a ring of fire now appeared. I assume the heat is inside of it.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god. Celestra, have mercy. Tharnacool be praised.
She means business.
Lasso does not mess around when it comes to giant, terrifying babies.
And I'm willing to just take that 27 when it actually comes out.
Cool. Can I bonus action ready the spiritual weapon for when it reappears?
Unfortunately not.
Dang it. Okay. That's all then.
6.
Okay. I am going to prep to backseat dash. I'm not going to move. I am simply going to hold an action to strike the creature with my crossbow when it reappears.
I'm going to say, because you are a trained fighter, you know there's a wall of fire there.
It'll be completely obscured, won't it?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to take this opportunity then to get... Ooh. Oh, I have choices, Skern.
You have extra turns of preparation. You're right.
I do have extra turns of preparation. I'm just going to. I'm just going to prep to Baxi Dash and take the dodge action.
Totally reasonable. Rev, you know in about a second it's going to reappear. What do you do?
Can I? So there's a big old ring of fire here now. Can I surmise that when it reappears, is it going to be like poking through this wall in the sense of I could also hit it, or would I hit the wall if I tried to attack?
I mean, you'd hit the wall. You would be rolling with disadvantage because it's obscured by the wall of fire.
Gotcha.
Like, it's not a literal wall. You could swing through fire. It's just you don't know if you're being hitting it or anything vital.
I think. Yeah, I think Rev's just going to slide down here and hold an attack for when it reappears.
Okay. Get the questions out of the way first.
Okay. Okay. Can you tell me one resistance or immunity that I have not learned yet?
Immunity to acid damage.
Okay. If they have an ability that involves us rolling a saving throw, what is the DC?
17.
If there is an attack they have not used yet, what does it do? Or is there an attack it has not used yet? If so, what does it do?
There are many attacks. I'm going to ask you to choose a number 1 through 4.
3.
Nope, it used that one. That was not the one I meant to click. I apologize. It would be, has a move that it's going to automatically be doing when it is below half health that has a chance to confuse anyone looking at it.
Oh god. Okay. That was all at the end of my turn, so I have no time to convey any of this information, correct?
I mean, it's kind of just all stored in your head, and you can start shouting it out as it reappears.
I think Rev, if I'm allowed, will shout when it starts to get weaker, it does something. Try not to look at it. I don't know.
To give more specifics, because that is kind of what your move does, the bulb on its head will start to glow and can confuse and hypnotize people. This will simply happen consistently.
Can Rev say some kind of condensed version of that? Is that okay?
You could say literally what I said within
Okay.
6 seconds.
There you go then.
And it reappears. It's rolling a dex save to see if it can avoid 27 damage immediately. By avoid, I mean take half of. It does not. It takes 27 and it just starts screaming in pain.
Yay.
Does that trigger the held action?
It does. 14, you swing to the fire, but you're pretty sure you didn't hit anything solid enough to do damage.
Okay.
Volley.
I would first look to Mira, give her a good pat on the neck, say, "Get him out of here, girl," and turn my attention back to the creature.
With the dash action, it's just fucking gone.
Yes, I would have Mira dash. Oh, I think I went with with her.
Sorry, I will re-add you in.
The volley just dashed.
Bye.
Mira went so far that Volley disappeared.
Yep.
Goodbye. Have a beautiful time.
Hmm. So it is currently in fire.
Yes.
Um, so can it still see us in the fire?
You don't know. It depends upon its senses.
Okay. I guess what I'm trying to figure out is
That being
if I'm gonna
said,
take.
roll me a
Yeah.
quick intelligence.
Okay. Um. Oh, that was an intelligence save. Oh, still same number.
You don't know. Uh,
Yeah.
Additionally, there is something that I do need you to roll.
Mm-hmm.
The moment it started to reappear, you noticed the ground itself start to burn and the liquid started to flow out again. I need a dexterity saving throw from you and technically Mira as well.
Okay.
Permelia does too. Well, on Permelia's turn, start of turn.
23, and then for Mira, she has a 14.
Does 26 kill Mira?
It does.
You see Mira try to run, and this yellow liquid pour out from the fire and burn into her back, and she glistens into light as the soldier kind of collapses and rolls onto the ground. I'm going to be nice and simply say Mira tanked it for him,
Uh-huh.
and he keeps running.
Okay. That's at least, he was able to get out.
You take
Um,
half of that, take 13.
Okay. Take 13. Okay. Right. Okay. All right. So I still haven't done my turn yet. Okay. Um, I just want to clarify because I feel like Navali has seen Celestia do this fire attack before. Um, if Navali were to do her blizzard, would it take out the fire?
This is a
Because they're both
complicated
magical.
question.
They're both magical.
They are both magical, and you've never tried it before.
Okay. Can Navali make some sort of like intelligence?
I'll allow her Arcana.
Okay.
Good luck.
Magic is weird, but you do know that normal water would not remove this wall of fire.
I don't know about ice though.
Normal ice would not remove this wall of fire, but
Okay.
your blizzard isn't normal ice, so
It-
you don't know.
Yeah, it's magical. Okay. I guess given that we now know about this weird thing that can potentially happen to anybody who's looking at this creature, I'm actually gonna go ahead and drop concentration on the Shield of Faith, and instead I'm going to cast Bless at level 3. This should allow
Ooh.
me to do up to 6 people.
What's the range of Bless?
It's 30 feet.
Measure who you can actually target then.
2, 3. Okay, so I can target. So at the very least, I can get. If I move here, I think.
Definitely get those without any Leo, Permilia, because Bless, I believe, is centered on yourself and anyone within 30 feet of you.
Yes. So I guess I don't need to do it at level 3 then. I guess I could just do it at level 2.
You can bless the 4 people down there pretty easily, including yourself.
Okay. Yes. So I'm going to cast a level 2, and I'm going to bless Navali, Perm, Leo, and Rev. And so I moved down 10 feet to do that. And that is an action.
Leo just stacking all the buffs.
And then I'm gonna move up again. And nobody's taken any damage or anything. I guess I could have given that to Mira as she was running away.
She died immediately before
Yeah.
you got a turn.
Okay, that's fair. All right, and then I'm just gonna move up here so that I can sort of make the monster not attack everybody in a row, if that makes sense.
Sure.
Okay. And that is Navali. Sorry, it took so long.
It's fine. It was a complicated turn. Oh, that's funny. At the end of your turn, it takes a legendary action to ram out and move in this direction directly next to Rev. It went in a random direction and got very lucky.
Do we not get an opportunity of attack?
You cannot see it. It's behind a wall of fire.
Okay.
Similar to how it wouldn't have gotten an attack on you when you moved around.
That's fair.
Leo.
That changes my plans. I didn't expect it to pull out legendary actions. Well, I can surmise I'm not in the splash zone, but I do want to. How much? Sorry, haste increases my movement speed. It doubles it. Is that true?
I believe it is double.
Okay, so I have 90 feet, so I'm fine. Leo's going to go around in the hopes of avoiding any.
Speaking of, it's going to be turned a little bit. I'm just fixing the turning.
Okay, that would be good to know. As long as I'm not going in the direction that it turned.
Would not be, no. It's facing Rev.
Okay.
Actually, no, it's facing Rev. You would be directly behind
Well,
it then.
Okay, well, I mean, I would just run through Rev to. Oh, wait. Well, currently it's facing the. Okay. I'm trying to just make sure I don't go behind it, and I have plenty of movement to go from any angle. I'm just trying to figure out which angle.
Assume the top half of its body would be the current behind it.
Okay, I'll just run up this way then. And make some attacks. Unfortunately, my D&D Beyond is not programmed with Bless, so we might have to. We'll see how this goes.
Roll an additional d4. It's fine. 20 hits.
That's my first attack. And I was actually, I was meaning to say that one of these attacks is going to be Booming Blade. We'll just say it's the second attack with an additional d4.
Does not hit.
Damn. Okay. Third attack, haste attack. And then fourth attack is my Gladius.
The Booming Blade is the only thing that misses.
Okay. For big 23 damage.
It screeches in pain as you scratch upon its leg. And that's action, bonus action. I assume that's the end of your turn?
Yep.
It will immediately spend a legendary action to try and slam one of you. It is going to try and slam Rev. Hey, Rev.
Hi.
By slam, I mean its mouth rushes at you and you can see as you look inside. The teeth seem more smaller than you were expecting, but very serrated. And it just tries to graze you as it's moving around rapidly.
That hits.
Take 10 piercing. Karta.
Hello. Ooh, sorry. Oh god. Oh jeez. Oh gosh. Character is going to take a shot before moving. Nice. I'm assuming that hits. 15 sneak, 8 piercing, total 23. And then I'm going to move here and hide behind this tree.
As your arrow hits, you can see the ball on its head start to glow brightly, and it seems very annoyed. You're not sure if it was paying attention to you. It may be successful. You're positive if it wasn't paying attention, it was successful. We'll find out on your turn.
Indeed.
Permelia.
Hello. It is facing toward Rev. It's pissing all over the grass. There's a wall of fire.
Correct.
Okay.
Everything you said is true.
I am just gonna swoosh on in here. And we're gonna try swinging at it to see what happens. No.
Correct.
Yes.
Correct. There are numbers in between those two.
Uh, 17 slashing damage.
Marked.
Is the bulb on its head glowing now?
Yes, it was glowing after Karuto hit it.
Okay. Danger might be coming. Permilia's going to Inspiring Action Surge, giving herself, Rev, and Leorin some extra hit points. 6 temp health.
Okay.
And
Add
then
your temp health.
she's going to swing 2 more times.
The 18 hits.
For another 7 slashing
There's a
damage.
bless for the 13 as well.
Oh, you're absolutely right. For a total of 15.
It hits.
Thank you.
Okay. She starts cutting into it and clearly is trying to keep its attention, make sure everyone is safe. End of its turn, it uses the last legendary action for this turn. It's either going to attack Leo or Perm. It's going to be Leo. It's going to see if it hits the mirror image.
It does. Or it targets a mirror image at least.
Its teeth go towards you, but it can't tell which one. I believe a 14 does not hit a mirror image.
It's wishy-washy. It's kind of up to you. Technically, its AC is 13, but I don't know if a mirror image is impacted by the +2 from haste.
It would not be, no.
Okay, then actually it does.
All right, one mirror image just gets evaporated. And then as its actual turn, its body roils up, and all of you can hear a gurgle as it almost pushes its limbs into itself, and like a cannon, green mucus comes out of its throat towards. Let me check the distance. Nope, just you three. Comes at Leo directly, but is going to splash into Rev and Permelia, and its entire body slides backward as this happens. It does not get an attack opportunity as it moves back 10 feet, and I need all of you to roll a dexterity saving throw.
What is Navali's aura range?
10 feet.
10 feet.
So, no.
You're
But
blessed.
you
I am
get
blessed.
you get blessed. You are hashtag blessed.
Leo, you're the only one who fails. Let me just. Yep. Oh, Jesus. I'm going to be honest with you. This is a recharge ability, so please understand why the number is going to be big.
Oh, wow.
Holy ouch.
Oh boy.
Oh, damn.
Temp health.
Tempo, I think, is the only reason some of you are standing.
Leo's actually going to use a reaction to cast Absorb Elements, which he's never used before and has had forever. Because this is acid damage.
It is acid damage. You can
Yeah.
tell immediately it's corrosive and burning acid.
Yeah, I imagine Leo uses the vibrating blade as almost as a shield to shudder part of the acid away from him.
All of you take 24 acid damage. Leo, I do need a concentration for your haste.
I think that's okay.
You beat it. You had to beat 12. And then it is going to kind of look wildly about, decide that the person who has been shooting with bolts has been annoying, and lumbers towards 6. And for the sake of a bit of simplicity, I'm going to draw a little box where its behind is. Rotating was not working well, as I realized. That's where its current behind is. You don't know exactly how far that distance actually goes. It's just a reference. 6.
Hello.
I need a wisdom saving throw from you.
I'm great at those.
Six. You stare at it lumbering towards you. The earth starts to move, and you prepare in order to fight it. And the flash in its bulb gets directly into your eyes. You become blinded.
Like as per the condition.
The condition blinded.
Okay. I get to move and take actions on my turn?
You're just blinded.
Okay.
Slostra.
Well, I will first bonus action move my spiritual weapon within range and attempt an attack on it.
No issues in doing that.
That doesn't hit. And then I will move behind the tree over here, try to be less in its attention, and cast a level 4 guiding bolt.
Oh boy.
That was not level 4. Why didn't it ask?
The bad news is the +7 wouldn't hit either way, as it slams into it but doesn't seem to take hold and do any actual lasting harm.
Okay. That will be all.
6.
I'm blind.
Last thing you saw was a bright light in front of you, and you cannot see.
It was coming toward me.
The earth is shaking, you know that for sure.
Okay. This changes what I was going to do. I have a question.
Sure.
Is it fair to call out to Navali and try to move toward her?
Sure.
I call out, Navali, I can't see anything. Where are you?
I'm down here.
Okay, is it fair to say I take the most direct route to her, potentially going through its area of effect?
Makes sense to me.
First, I'm going to take the dodge action.
Also makes sense to me.
Then, this is my movement path. Do you see it?
Yes, I do. Let me check its ranges. Its arm reaches out and tries to slam you. It would have advantage, but you're dodging, so it's just normal. Advantage because you're blind. So let's find out.
That is a hit.
Reaction. I'm going to be well, okay. Can I take the damage for Fiona if she comes close enough, or can I? Or
Let's
would I not
make
be?
this very simple. Roll me a dexterity saving throw to see if you can get in the way in time.
Okay.
You could.
16. Okay, Navali is gonna like jump in as the creature is swiping her and take the damage.
What happened?
It's okay, another battle scar.
So go ahead and take that 15.
Yep. And she's gonna encourage 6 to get behind her.
Okay, I will activate Tabaxi Dash because I have it procced, and I will simply move behind Navali.
Yeah, no issues. Especially once you touch her, it's not hard to figure that out.
Yeah, 6 sort of gropes at you ineffectively, trying to figure out which direction you're facing, and then goes behind you, still actively listening for threats and trying to defend herself.
Mhm.
Okay. Is it going to change anything? Yes, it is going to spend one legendary action to just roar forward, kind of step over the spiritual weapon that's now floating next to it, and just stare at Navali directly.
She's staring back.
Hey, Rev.
Hi. I guess I don't need to be that close. I could be there. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Yeah, okay. Okay. Bonus action Vanishing Smite.
That's a big hit. Okay.
Well, if I hit.
If you hit,
You
Right.
are blessed.
roll the attack.
Plus 1d4 for bless.
Hashtag blessed!
Yeah, Bless is going to make that hit.
And then Eldritch Smite on top of it, I have to.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Damn.
$75 damage, I believe that is.
Yep.
Checking something. I'm going to let you know it does not disappear.
Okay.
But blade cuts through, rips through its arm almost completely. You feel bone and notice that as its blood spills on the ground, it's not actually corrosive blood. Your blade seems to have no issues in ripping this creature apart. It's just a blob of flesh.
Okay. And then
Second attack?
Is it also prone?
No, it's bigger than that.
It's bigger than huge? Okay.
Yeah. Gargantuan.
Gotcha. Alright, second attack.
Marking the 17 as it roars again in pain.
That's me.
End of your turn, it's just going to swipe at Navali, just angry and trying to make you all go away.
That misses.
And you manage to just keep out of the way of its open mouth. Probably it's off balance from everything that Rev just did to it. Navali.
Okay. How, because Rev did a big hit, can Navali get an idea of how bad he is, or bad the creature is?
It's still moving, it's still swinging, and I'll let you roll religion for one really cheeky thing.
Oh my god.
You know, for some reason, probably because it could be something you learn in the future, that the spell that Rev did that caused it to do so much damage, if it was weak enough, it would simply vanish temporarily. It still has quite a bit of fight still in it. That's the only way it wouldn't vanish.
Gotcha. So it's still pretty good right now.
Mechanically, it has to have more than 50 HP.
Okay. 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 Navali is going to attack it. I'm gonna use my spear.
That is a hit.
I'm smiting, level 2.
Okay.
29.
Rips through it and it continues to roar in pain.
All right, she's gonna swing at it again. I'm gonna do a level 3 smite. And
Okay.
I'm gonna do Tundra Blade level 4.
Okay.
You said it had more than 50
Oh
HP,
yeah,
so
no, you're not wrong. It's
We're-
probably going to survive, but goddamn,
gonna-
is it going to hurt?
we're gonna change that. 50.
Someone do me a favor and just mathematically tell me how much damage Rev and Navali did in a single turn.
125.
Yeah. Yeah, it's still standing,
No, sorry.
but
142 plus 10, 52, 61, 171.
yeah. It's still standing, but it's looking hurt.
All right. And let's see. Is 6 or Rev below half health? I'm curious.
Unharmed.
Rev is.
Unharmed. Rev is. Navali is going to bonus action channel divinity. She is going to do turn the tide. She's going to stomp her feet and give a war cry. And Rev roll 1d6 plus 2, I think it is. Yes, 1d6 plus 2 for temp HP.
Nice, thank you.
All right.
All right. And if Navali can do a free action, she's going to close her eyes.
Worry about that later, because its legendary action is it roars up after being slashed repeatedly in the legs and slams down with all its weight. I require a strength saving throw from 30 feet.
For me?
Literally everybody except Celestra and Karuto.
Hashtag bless.
Yes, you are hashtag blessed.
Oh god, I need it.
Strength, Leo's best stat.
God damn it, Vermilia.
I got a big old 9.
Rev, that's 16, right?
Yeah.
The ground shakes with enough force that all of you are knocked prone, with the exception of Vermilia for some fucking reason.
Shit. Well, and Celestra.
Well, she's not even close enough. Like, Celestra and Karuto, you're fine.
Thumbs up.
Time to kill it, guys.
No damage, just knocked prone.
Just knocked prone.
Okay.
That said, go ahead, Leo.
Half my movement, which is 45 feet, to stand up, and then the wall of fire is still here. Time to use all of my movement to get here-ish. And Leo's just gonna do his swings.
Go for it. Hits.
I meant to say that the first attack was Booming Blade, if that's okay.
That's fine.
Okay. Second attack,
Hits.
third attack, and fourth attack with Gladius.
3 hits. You are blessed if you want to roll that d4, but I think you know that 14
Yeah.
can't hit.
Yep. And then Booming Blade damage. Just the 1, not the 13. So
And
total
that's if it
of
moves.
yeah, so total of 24 damage.
4. Okay. You stab into it, the energy kind of flows in. You can see it breathing very heavily and its body start to slow down completely. You've almost severed two of its legs. It's definitely not going to last much longer.
I like to think in this moment that Leo's perspective sees Karuto lining up his shot from like beneath the baby's legs or something.
Yes. Speaking of Karuto, it did know where you went. I'm sorry.
No, that's a really good stealth roll as well.
It was, but there was no way it broke its complete line of sight there.
That's fair. Either way, it's going to get the business end of an arrow.
Kill it. Get it.
That hits.
That is a hit.
Sneak attack.
Okay, I really wanted you to roll under 9 damage.
Okay, yeah, good luck.
Uh,
It's too far.
how do you want to do this?
So it's facing that way. Basically, Character takes very, very careful aim, and unleashes his arrow, which flies pretty fucking flat and goes right through one of its ears and into the corner of its head.
So one problem, it doesn't have ears.
It sort of has little ear spots.
You'd think that, but when you look very closely, you find out that no, those are just wounds it had before. It doesn't seem to have ears. It's just grafted skin. Now it has an ear hole because your arrow goes completely through, rips all the way past directly into its weird smooth head and lodges out the other side. You don't see your arrow come out, but you see part of just blood coming out of a small hole that was pierced out. And its entire body slumps downward. It tries to sway and move, but just can't. And falls completely down. I'm going to quickly roll exactly what direction.
Is it going to squish Leorin?
Navali, actually.
Oh no!
Not again. Not again.
Navali, I need a
Navalia.
dexterity saving throw as it falls straight towards you.
Navali, monster catcher.
Monster catcher.
Actually, 6, you as well.
All right, I have advantage on this.
Big
Yes.
7, but I'm gonna roll. An 11.
Okay, 6, I'm going to give you 2 options. You are currently blinded, as a reminder.
Mm-hmm.
But you are kind of holding on to Navali and can feel the earth shaking as if it's about to collapse on you. You can take half the damage and have her take half as you drag her out of the way to prevent more problems, or you can get out of the way and take no damage.
I tank the damage for her.
I mean, each of you take half then.
Yeah.
Each of you take 6 damage as Navali, as you suddenly feel 6's hand grab you and push you back before it completely lands. Still shakes you up, and grabbing and all of that shaking hurt, but you weren't crushed.
She'll turn to 6. Thanks. You okay?
I think I owe you one. I don't really know what happened, but it sounded like you took a hit for me. Is
Additionally,
it dead?
You are no longer blind 6. That was only going to last till the end of its turn.
Gotcha. Whoa, holy shit. What the fuck did you guys do to it? The last thing I remember, it was charging at me.
You know, give it the good old ice sphere.
Is everyone all right?
Yeah, I'm fine.
okay. Does anyone need some help before we move on?
If you don't mind, Celestra, I could use a little.
Speaking of break, baby.
I'll also BRB run 1 second.
Okay, so I was going to wait like 20 minutes for a break, but I'm starting to think that maybe we should just take one now.
Can we?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that sounds good.
Let's take a quick 5-minute break.
I am going to take that healing, though.
With the creature dead on the ground, I simply have to ask, uh, for the next few seconds, what exactly do you do? You notice that the two soldiers who you helped are well over 120 feet away at this point, in different directions, though you get the feeling that they're not just deserting, more of a we're making sure we're not in the fight.
Uh,
Wonder who will send me that message if they are still around.
Do you simply wait?
I think we're sitting around and healing anyway, aren't we? Some of
Sure.
us are.
At least one healing spell was said. It's been like 6 seconds. It's more of a I'm asking what you do for the next few seconds, just to see if you do anything
Ah.
else.
well, the flare is meant to trigger their hunters, so if we wish to greet them, I suppose we stay, but if we don't, we might want to leave.
Parm, do you know protocol for this situation?
I like making her roll. Hey, 6.
What does she roll?
Intelligence.
She
She
is
shakes her
blessed.
head. I was not really privy to anti-monsters tactics.
She technically has bless, if that helps.
Sure, add a
Bless,
d4.
bless is for saving throws and attacks.
Is
I'll
that
still no. It's not a saving throw. It's a check.
Should I include it or not?
No.
gotcha?
Like if you're blessed, you don't get to roll a d4 in athletics, as an example.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Something else. That's guidance.
Correct. A few more seconds go by. Nothing else seems to be in any danger as the adrenaline starts to wear off. Karuto, you hear in your head once again. Oh, so it appears that you are more capable. Please hold for a moment. Uh, I will greet you personally within a minute.
Character simply replies with understood. And then says aloud, it appears that our mystery concerned party is on their way within a minute.
Do we want that?
I do not see any harm in doing so.
Permelia, is there any reason that the military would try to lock us up or hurt us for doing this?
They might consider some of us great threats and want to investigate us thoroughly. It, that depends on what you mean by lock you up.
Take me to a re-education camp?
I, n-
Running
don't-
away would probably cause that.
We
Yes.
do also have our idola out. I'm not sure if that would cause concern.
that would definitely cause concern.
I don't know if Navali can just take hers away.
Last
She
an
can just
hour.
poof it away. Okay, she's just gonna poof it away if she can.
Roll me Arcana. You find that you can poof away the icicles and make the aura kind of dissipate a little bit, but the spear is still there. It's still in your hand. It doesn't seem to be able to just go back into you at will.
We might have an issue then.
Rev's gonna also gonna try to unpandora trigger. If I don't think he's ever done that, so
Roll Arcana.
Hmm.
With a 16, you try to put Sophia back. You try to remove the chakrams and go back to the way you normally are and retake your own mind. I require a wisdom saving throw. You are unable to do this. It feels as if it's like trying to stuff a box. Like, we've all played board games. It's trying to put everything back into the board game box when you have extra pieces now. It's just overflowing and it won't close, and you're trying to close it so desperately.
Perhaps you may wish to wait in the cart.
Yes, Rev, I believe that might be best.
Let's do. Yes.
Leo will also walk up to Navalle. Did you have a hood or something for your ears?
I did not.
Oh.
I just had the maid outfit.
Okay. Never mind. If the spear is not visibly eidolon, then Leo has nothing to do.
It looks like it's made out of ice, and that is weird
Oh.
and clearly magical.
Oh. On the off chance, should I hold that?
I don't
I don't
think
know if I
you
can.
could. Do we have to worry about, I guess, perhaps being harassed, or I guess we could say that we're going to grab the cart.
At this point, we're like 40 seconds into our.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay, Rev,
so-
let's go. Let's
Yep.
get going.
Navalle and Rev, you go out to look for VD and find your cart and foxes. Please roll me perception. Or investigation, up to you.
25.
Or just nat 20. Sure, Rev, do you even want to roll? Oh, wait, you did, an 8.
I did. Rev's keyed up right now.
Rev, you're keyed up. Everything is terrible. Things can get really bad. At the same time, you feel almost anxiety from inside of you that's not your own, that's getting everywhere. It's hard to tell where anything is. Navalle, you just kind of point your finger and go, she's over there. I can hear her talking to the foxes. And you both head towards the cart as the rest of the party. After about a minute goes by and you watch Navalle and Rev leave seconds ago, a man wearing what appears to be a mixture of cloth and armor walks towards you. He seems to be middle-aged, late 30s, maybe early 40s. Small beard growing, little flecks of white in the beard, brown hair. He gives a wave towards Karuto explicitly, as if trying to indicate that he was the one who was casting the sending spell. I apologize for trying to stop you. I thought you were regular citizens. You did very good work. They were only supposed to hold it off as much as they could while the third one was being taken down, so we could immediately handle this one afterwards. What's your name?
Karito Okuru. I am a guest of the Lady Pamela.
Permelia gives a bit of a wave. Lavinia family. He gives a bit of a grunt. Nobles. That explains why you have so many demis. Regardless, excellent work. It seems as if you are extremely capable, and at the very least, we'd like to discuss your abilities and possibly hold a small feast. I mean, we're not really a village, but we would like to give you a reward for this. And we're not going to pay you directly. We would like you to meet some people.
That is most generous and kind of you, and we would appreciate the opportunity. However, we are short on time as it is.
It will be a single day, and then we'll be happy to escort you to wherever you need to go. You'll be completely safe.
Secretly, Karajo is starting to regret this.
As this conversation is happening, can I get attempt to get a read on this individual's intentions?
Roll insight. Checking something. He's not extremely difficult to read, but there's just something about the way he's talking in the sense of it's not hostile, but it's very much he's now extremely curious in you and absolutely wants you to meet people who can figure you out better than he can. It's less of a I want to reward you talk and more of a I want you to meet people who can tell me if you're dangerous talk.
Gotcha. Okay.
Currently, the people who are within earshot of this conversation is
Everyone
6.
except Navali and Rev.
Gotcha. Leo from behind says, "Well, unfortunately, we have we are expected elsewhere. Would you be able to? Do you happen to be where the Lavinia family is?"
Gerallia? We could meet you in Gerallia if that is what you'd prefer.
That would be greatly appreciated, yes.
Very well. You can see him twirl his hand for a moment, and I'm not even going to pretend that you don't know what the sending spell looks like. See his mouth open and close a few times. Very well. My superior will meet you in Gerallia. Thank you for your time. And excellent work.
Who should we be expecting? Who is your superior?
My commander, I am not allowed to give direct names in case of. You can see him directly look towards Celastra. In case of information leaks, suffice to say that we are not harmful, and if anything, you can call us the. Which code name are we using nowadays? Oh, I suppose it would be the Red Bands.
I suppose this person has like a black fang or some symbolism that would be
Roll me insight or perception.
something off-putting. I don't know. Those are both bad.
At the very least, you don't see any symbols, and you can tell this man is human. The spells that he has been casting clearly are divine in nature, which I suppose there could be trickery, but it doesn't seem likely. At the very least, with a 6, that's all you're getting.
Skern.
Yep.
Have we been interacting for a minute at this point?
Sure.
I would like to size him up with Know Your Enemy.
Okay.
I would like to compare our class levels, if this individual has any. Mine being 9.
So I believe you already know, considering you're controlling one of them, that I don't quite do it in that
Gotcha.
way. But I would say he is comparable.
Okay. Yeah, like I was wondering if that's something I could get away of, even if they don't actually have class levels, if they're comparable.
He does have level 5 cleric spells,
Okay.
so that's comparable.
I'd also like to suss out his constitution, if it is greater or less than 14.
It is equal.
Okay. Six sort of, she can't really hide it. She's sizing this individual up and seems satisfied with what she discerns.
Are the red hands, yourself and your superior, responsible for the carcass? Leo points in the direction we came with the one that was cut in half.
Roll me persuasion. It is our job to clean up what has been leaking into our territory, and we have cleaned up as best as possible.
Leo nods.
Currently, my superior is handling the third one. I believe that you will meet him soon. Gerallia is about a week and a half from here. I believe we can figure out a way to meet you there without any issues. Where are... I know there was more. Are
They are preparing the cart, as you understand.
No, there is logic to that. Their magic seemed interesting, that is all. Well, I will take my leave, and please understand that we are very grateful, and if I could offer you more, I would.
Arito bows deeply. It is appreciated nonetheless.
I look at whatever gesture Permilia does, perhaps to show politeness or whatever she does, and then try to emulate that.
A faint nod.
Sure.
I'd like you to roll insight. You can tell that it's not the proper procedure of what she's doing. It's more of she is actively trying not to interact because she's likely afraid of interacting too much would cause problems.
Gotcha.
In fact, I'm just going to have her roll one thing really quick and give you more information depending upon her roll. She rolled a 2. 6, you notice the reason that she's being quiet and trying not to interact is she's making sure that the sword she was using is already resheathed, and she's keeping a hand on the fake Oathkeeper, as if trying to make it seem as if she is still bound by it.
Six has the posture as if she's looking for permission to speak, and she's asking this Aridian, not the party.
It looks as if he's about to leave, but as he's glancing about, he does notice that you seem to be interested in speaking.
Yep.
Yes, servant?
I'm going to tend to the lady's wounds and armor. Thank you.
You are a good servant. May you do well in the future. Your capabilities are impressive, and they were right to arm you.
With that, she tries to get Permilia away from this situation.
You have no issues, especially since he's just starting to leave himself.
Guess we all retreat to the cart then.
You have no issues in doing so. You retreat to the cart. The body lays there rotting. You easily regroup. No one seems to be following according to you, Karuto, though if you want to be more thorough, you're welcome to roll for it.
Yeah, it's, we're in enemy territory, not paranoid, but due caution, I would say.
With a 29, you are positive that there are some people who wanted to keep an eye on you, but less in the sense of they wanted to watch you and more in the sense of they're wondering if they can approach because they wanted to thank you. But with the haste that you were moving in, they chose otherwise and simply kind of were keeping their distance and every now and then giving gentle waves if you looked in their direction. There seems to be a few people going towards the body of the creature that you killed, and as if they were going to go investigate the wounds and possibly do things with the body itself. But beyond that, no one is directly following you, and no one seems to be actively tracking you. So, with the party regrouping at the cart and having no issues in doing so, what would you like to do?
We should expect company from powerful, curious Aridians in Gerallia.
That person who came to meet us, he was about as powerful as any of us. That's the read that I got on him. Perhaps comparable to someone like Salastra. If we're meeting with his superiors, we need to expect someone who's stronger than us.
I, I mean this in the nicest way, Six. I didn't think your intention was to attack them. Do we need to think about it in that terms?
I, I'm not. I don't want to pick a fight. I'm afraid about me. I trust you, Permelia, but you can't control other people. I'm scared.
Um,
How much authority do you have, Permelia? Like, we are your uh, traveling companions, and everybody else is your servants. Like, are you touchable? Would it shake Aridia for people to make a play at you in any way?
well, it gets complicated. If they found out about, she kind of touches the fake oath keeper, uh, then they probably wouldn't even hesitate to kill me. But if they don't know about that, I am technically a noble born in the military who is also a delegate.
Does that protect your who you choose to travel with as well?
Directly attacking my servants would be directly attacking me. It would be like if someone stole from you, you would take. She immediately pauses to stare at Six. That's not what I meant, but it's the best analogy I can think of.
I know. I'm playing a part. Address me as Fiona in front of the Aridians.
She gives a very curt nod at that, clearly understanding why.
So if we don't let them know about the sword, we won't have an issue.
Well, an issue from them.
I imagine Leo's used detect magic in Permelee's presence. I just kind of forget when. The sword does not currently
Sword is
register as
not
anything.
magical.
Okay. Would it be plausible for Leo to think that even just casting like an enchantment sort of spell on the weapon would be a passable replacement for the type of magic that the oath carried if somebody were to give it a scan?
Roll Arcana.
I'm imagining if somebody casts like magic weapon on it, would that like be like, okay, that's good enough?
With an 11, you know that it would pass a cursory glance, but anyone who has knowledge of what it's supposed to be, or even just knowing how powerful the enchantment used to be, would go, that's not right.
Okay. I relay that to Celestra as an option because I know that I think you've cast magic weapon once a long time ago. I know it doesn't last a long time, but if we need to keep up appearances, it might be something to think about preparing.
Yeah, I have it prepared. It lasts an hour, so we time it right. Could be useful.
Even just casting it on before we enter a meeting with these people or anybody who might be looking. Not saying Vermilion needs to use it, but just
Makes sense.
Is there anything else that came up at all with the meeting of these soldiers?
It's definitely not to thank us or to give us a reward. They're keeping an eye on us. You especially need to lay low, Navali.
It means I have to put on the dress again.
they seemed to have an eye on the battlefield and registered that you both, looking at Navali and Rev, had interesting magic. I don't know that how they saw or what their level of perception was, but they do know that you're capable. I think they are probably curious about that.
And they're going to meet us where we're going, is my understanding, yes? That's where we're meeting?
Yes, and they're presumably going to find us because, well, it seems that they have that ability.
Okay, perhaps I'm just spitballing, just thinking here this might be the wrong way to approach this, but we are servants of Lady Permelia. What happens if we just ignore them? And he's looking at Permelia.
Yeah, so I'm going to detect magic and see if there's like a scrying circle or anything on us right now.
Go ahead and cast Detect Magic. You look around. Detect Magic would not tell you that. You would need a higher level spell than that.
Right. Well, if I see anything out of the ordinary, regardless.
I mean, many of your friends glow, but no. Well, I don't think they'd let us. When I was with Artorias, if we had to talk to someone, we'd just talk to them and we wouldn't leave them alone if they ignored us.
Right, but again, provided they accost us, we can say, well, we're working for Permelia, we're very busy, whatever, a myriad of things we can possibly say. Would that suffice, do you think? Or
Until they start talking to me.
Would they barge into your house?
It depends upon how ranking they were.
They were very secretive about their affiliations.
So
Something
was
the Red
I,
Hand.
and it turns out I was pretty high ranking.
Is
I just want to say, Leo kind of is trying to not interrupt Rev, but just says, if they were watching the battle, they could be listening in at their leisure, perhaps. I have no way of knowing.
Could we perhaps get on the road and speak then? Or can you still be tracked that way?
That would be a question for Crow. I think she has the expertise on these things, but I just simply am sharing caution.
Well,
Oh,
we should just move and hope everything's okay.
Rev hisses, swears an undercommon, and then goes to find the foxes. He just stomps off.
I mean, the foxes are being taken by VD in the cart, so there's no issues with that. They're right there.
Yep. Bring him over here so we can get on the road.
VD has no idea what's going on and sees you storming off. Storming towards her, I should say. Did I do something wrong?
No, you were fine. You were good. Everything's fine. Let's go.
So, real quick, and this is an important question. Are you going to go chase after every giant monster that we hear about?
No.
Perfect. Okay, let's go. You get the foxes, you tie them back to the cart. There is a lack of a Mira, but the foxes are capable of pulling without too much issue. And you continue on the road again.
Leo does mention that I don't know how you'd adjudicate this as a DM, but that perhaps Tiny Hut would prevent people from listening in. He's not sure.
Roll Arcana again. So it depends upon how they're spying on you.
Okay.
It's possible.
Yeah, I mean, Leo relays that to say, and probably more relays it privately to Rev is like, if you want to stop and chat, I just have to be in the room.
Wait, run that by me again? What?
Leo just tells you that to mitigate any concerns, he can use Tiny Hut, and we can talk. Everybody can talk within it, but he just isn't sure if that is foolproof or not.
Okay, Rev nods.
Well, the day goes by without too much issue. You continue down the road, and as the sun goes down, many of your aching bodies are almost glad to get some rest, especially since some of you have some nasty acid burns, even if you got magically healed.
Shall we take a short rest before we start watch?
I think
Might
we
be a
should.
good idea.
I will allow you to take a short rest as part of the traveling too. It's fine. Alright, so now 2 giant babies appear.
Now,
You rest up, you get the camp ready and prepare for a longer rest. And you see the foxes go off to play again, and PD is keeping an eye on them. Feel free to discuss what you do for that evening.
Permelia, you and me again?
Um, sure, though I think my mind is a bit elsewhere. But sure.
sounds like everyone is exhausted.
I forgot how long it was said how far away we are from our destination.
Like another week or more.
About 8 or 9 days. So, at the very least, 6 indicated planning for watches, so let's quickly do that. Who's taking
would-
first watch?
I would like to join 6 in Perm.
Sure.
All right, so we have a click. That's fine.
I'll take that.
Navali, would you like to take first watch?
Sure.
Sure, let's do that.
Okay. Rev, Celestra, Leo.
I'll take second watch.
I'll go with Celestra.
Okay.
If that's okay.
Sure.
You have successfully made a watch. Good work, team.
It's small and intricate and has many moving parts.
I'm going to assume that Leomin's tiny hut is caster in the area. You all huddle inside of it while the foxes play outside, as they cannot enter. Go ahead. First watch as the rest of you bed down for the night.
Start with rolls and then chat.
Sure.
Oh,
That's fantastic.
Let me roll Permelia's. Is Permelia well enough to do it?
Yeah,
or-
she's fine.
Okay.
Well-
Fantastic.
7, 8, 9.
We're the best.
I would like to talk to Perm for a brief moment if, like, this can be, like, I guess in the middle of them playing the board game.
Sure. Alternatively, like if you want a private talk, she'd be happy to go off alone for a moment. They probably have to leave the hut if it's private.
It's not something that's like super private. She just wants to ask something of Perm, but it's not like a, something that needs to be private. I think Navali probably feels better if it's in the safety of the hut.
Sure.
If Navali shows any anxiety, like she wants to talk to Perm, Six says, I don't care. It's fine.
No, it's I've been thinking, since we're going to be coming across perhaps some higher people within the army. Perm, I admittedly don't know much of what it is to how I should act as a servant. I was thinking perhaps you could sort of show me, or we have some time on the road, maybe catch me up with some ideas, perhaps in case it could help get us out of a tough spot if we need it.
I've never trained a servant before. They've always just kind of done what I asked them to. I don't know. I can try.
Just perhaps some etiquette, something along those lines. I assume that we're supposed to address you by your full name or call you my lady.
Actually, no. Full name is the way you introduce yourselves, but you should probably address me as Lady Lavinia or Permelia.
Okay, all right, that's good to know. That's good that you said that because I assumed that sort of long titles were the way you speak about noblemen or noble ladies. This is what I mean. I think it might be a good idea if we sort of runs through some basic etiquette.
Um, okay, so uh, I would like Navali to roll me an intelligence check to see how well she learns.
All right.
And 6, do you have Permelia's sheet open?
I do.
Roll me her charisma.
Yep.
6, you're watching her try really hard to just go through some very basics of like, okay, so sometimes I'm going to need to, for example, make a meal, and Navali deadpan says, I don't know how to cook. And just going through basically everything that a servant could do with Navali going, I don't know how to do that.
I guess through talking this, can Navali offer a suggestion?
Absolutely, though do note you rolled a 0 for understanding exactly what a servant does.
Yes. I would assume that perhaps helping you get ready in the morning is a thing?
Yes. Also, I'm just gonna go with you're my personal bodyguard at this point.
That might be best. I'll try not to embarrass you.
Sweetie, you won't embarrass me. Just,
Is
bodyguard.
there bodyguard? Silent bodyguard?
Yes.
Alright. Silent bodyguard it is. That went as well as I expected it to.
It's perfect. I look forward to the end result of all of this.
Is
6. Go
okay.
ahead.
Is Permelia actually playing, or is she sort of distracted?
She's clearly distracted. So, because of this, I would like you to roll me intelligence to see if you somehow win.
It's not a save. It's just a 9. Wait, do I get Jack of all the proficiency that you gave me for this?
Yes, you do.
It's 11.
With an 11, she still beats you. But barely. You got really close. And the only reason you got really close is she was making mistakes she wasn't making the other night. It's like she's thinking about, oh no, what am I going to do? We just met the military.
Okay, Permelia, time out. That was way too close. You're making obvious mistakes. You're acting funny. What's wrong?
What?
You're acting different.
No?
Is this like she is consciously aware that she's acting different and trying to downplay it, or does she not see it?
Roll insight. With a 12, it's one of those things where you can tell anxiety. She can't tell her own anxiety, probably.
Okay. You're definitely acting different. And this is probably pretty scary for you. Navali and I are both your friends. What are you thinking about?
If I made a terrible mistake by coming here?
What do you think's gonna happen?
I don't know, and that's what scares me.
Yeah. Me too. But I knew I was signing up to not know what I was doing and to be scared.
Is this what it felt like when you knew you had to go to the Rasahari Inn? That word's weird.
When I had to do what?
Go to the Rasahari?
Yeah. You see it differently when you've been away for a while. And oh, we were fighting that big monster. Do you remember, Navali? The Death Eidolon.
Yes, I do. It was, if I remember correctly, pretty fearsome.
Yeah, you were. That monster got on you and you couldn't move the whole fight. And then we got out into the desert and then that antelope attacked us. I thought we were all gonna die.
But we didn't, and we made it out.
Yeah, it ate me. I kicked its ass.
We have a habit of ending up in difficult or harsh situations, Familia, but we always find a way, and I like to think it's because we stick together. I'm scared too, but you're here with me, and so is everybody else. We'll figure it out.
Navale, roll persuasion with advantage.
Big 13.
Man, first watch rolls are horrible.
Yeah. I'm really good in persuasion too.
It's true. You can tell that she's calming down a little bit, though clearly she has a lot in her mind, and you can almost read that she feels bad about putting everyone in danger and doesn't know how to express it. But you also know you can't solve that at the moment.
Okay. Permilia. One more game, and this time focus and try to beat me.
Okay. She does.
Excellent.
Dang, nat 20 too.
I'm going to assume that our pep talk worked really well.
Was it even close?
So 6. You didn't know it was possible to lose on turn 3.
Amazing. I think she's feeling better, Navali.
I'm glad.
And with the first watch done, and having no idea what happened outside the dome because none of you were paying attention, you wake up the second watch.
Who wakes up Leo? Out of curiosity.
Let's make it awkward. I'll do it.
I would probably say you might notice that Leo was already awake. Not in a eavesdropping way, but just like maybe he just woke up, or maybe he didn't sleep.
Can I insight you?
If you want. Ugh. I mean, I don't know what to tell you other than, well, Skern, do you want to do it or should I?
Oh, I can do it. You can tell almost immediately that it's the kind of constantly rolling around in your sleep, only half sleeping, not really sleeping. Uh, it wasn't that he was trying to listen to your conversations, and more that he was trying and failing to sleep because of very obvious problems going on in his own mind.
Huh. That monster really fucked you up, Leo, didn't
And to
it?
be clear, you can tell this because as you look at the ground, you can tell when someone's rolling around and not sleeping well. 6, you've probably experienced and seen that numerous times.
Definitely. Is it like okay to talk about this between watches? Can I just go?
Sure. Not really rules for this.
What's your deal? That monster must have fucked you up, huh?
I'll be fine.
Squint.
It's nothing.
I don't believe you, but I won't fight you on it if you don't want to.
I'll handle it. But I appreciate it.
Hey, Leorin. You said you want to come back in the group, right? And you want things to be how they were, right?
Yes, but I just couldn't sleep.
Okay.
And yes, there's more to it. I will try to be stronger.
Bro, it's not about being strong. I just had to pep talk Vermilia, bro. She was freaking out. If you don't want to talk about it, it's fine, but you can talk about it.
Perhaps another time.
Okay. I'm going to bed.
And I will always point out these conversations have been very close together. So, Slostra, you heard all of this.
Okay.
Does my disadvantage take place immediately or after the long rest?
After.
Okay. I guess I'll roll my perception. Because Leo's distracted, I'm not offering you advantage because you probably have a higher perception, but it just doesn't make sense to me. Hey. What a snake.
Is there any conversations you two would like to have as I type stuff out to Slostra?
I think Celastra is mostly just recovering from witnessing giant baby pissing everywhere.
I wasn't obviously listening in screen, but would I have been able to pick up a selective thing from the?
Roll me a perception as if you were.
Well,
No.
it would have been really fun though if Leo got to hear Navali say, "If we stick together, we'll be okay."
Nope.
But nonetheless, Leo is, I guess, with a 15, keeping a decent eye out. Obviously, not as well as Slastra is, but does seem to be distracted. Fiddling with some of his like spell components that he laying out on the ground. He has all sorts of stuff, but he sets down the 3 golden rods that you made for him some time ago, and then is also like going through his coin purse and seems to be like counting, and just doing an inventory of his stuff. I also don't know what the process for this is, Skern, but the armory arm guard to recharge it. Certainly, I've done it before and just never accounted for it. But
6 hit dice, yeah.
yeah, but it the flavor text says it's a painful process. I don't know what that looks like.
It feels as if hundreds of needles are going into your arm.
Okay. Well, Leo is doing that, but it's not like self harm. He's just like really trying to be. He's trying to over prepare.
Are you preparing for, Leo?
Just making sure I have everything for the next fight. I expect that this. Well, I don't know what to expect from the Aridians, but if the commander of this Red Hands person is meeting us and presumably cut the other baby in half, I guess I just worry.
I understand. I can't say I don't either, but I guess I hope we won't have to that.
Anything you're thinking about in this new territory?
I just noticed there seems to be a fire about a mile away, maybe 2. Could I point that out to Leo?
Yeah, I mean, when pointed out, it's hard to miss, but it's if you're not paying attention, you might not notice that in the darkness.
One second. Leo will use just like mutter something into his wand and point it at the ground and to summon his familiar, which he hasn't really had pulled out in a long time, but the red cardinal kind of just fluffs its feathers into existence. And Leo just says, I'll just take a quick look before we wake the others.
I think that would be wise.
I will do that. The Find Familiar is such a long thing. I don't really know how that interacts with Tiny Hut, so I'm kind of just hoping it goes through without issue and that I can see through its eyes.
I believe seeing through its eyes has a limited distance, but you could give it an order and have it come back, and it can telepathically kind of communicate in that way.
Yeah. Well, I want to use the distance that I have to get a long distance view of like, is there a baby attacking a town? Like, if I see any shapes that are bigger
Give
than
me
buildings.
a perception for the bird, which I'm just gonna say it's a cardinal, not a nocturnal bird, but probably has keen sight, so
Yeah,
just a
it does.
normal perception.
Okay.
With an 18, you catch that it's not an out of control fire or one that's currently like it's something is burning, like a town's on burning, but a campfire. Uh, you definitely see shapes of people moving around it and shapes of what are likely tents around it, but you can't get any more details from a bird flying far above them in the middle of the night that's not even a bird that normally sees in the dark.
Okay. So no colors even of the tents or
No.
anything like that. Okay. But do they so the settled in as in like
Yeah, it looks like they're settled in and made a campfire for themselves,
okay.
kind of thing.
I'll circle the bird back and not immediately worry about that, but want to have the birds do an aerial check of more the instead of the horizon or instead of the campsite, more doing a perimeter check of us to see if anybody is sort of stealthing up to us.
I'll just keep the same 18, and the answer is, as far as you know, no. Though, I mean, it does catch wind of one of your foxes is awake and the bat is awake, just kind of looking around themselves, almost seemingly concerned about the fact they sense people. They sense that smoke nearby.
Okay. I'll tell the cardinal to come back and then pop back into Leo's vision and say, "There's a campsite. I think I think we'll be fine, but I can't leave the circle. But if you could reassure our foxes outside, or I don't know, they're uh, they're a little frazzled."
Okay. I'll try to calm them down.
Handle animal.
Uh, oh, just being really slow.
Yeah, I'll definitely take the 15 over the 8 because that's what was first rolled. Uh, it takes a bit, but once you kind of reach your hand and just slightly pet them, they calm back down, and eventually both the foxes go back to sleep, and the bat just kind of lands on the dome again, and
Oh, I can let
it's
the bat in if it wants to come to Navali.
uh, as the bat just kind of slips into the dome. It's now just flying around inside the dome like an annoying little fly. It's a nocturnal creature. It's going to be up all night.
I'll let it out and keep it out if it flies.
Immediately gets stuck back out and just constantly landing back on the dome. And now that you see it, it's again like a fly constantly buzzing around a window.
Was there probably not? Were they on a road of any kind? The camp?
They were near a road, but
Okay.
like not directly on it.
Yeah. Gotcha. Okay. Slosher comes back and just says, I think we're fine.
Okay. I won't worry about it.
Okay. If there's any other conversations you'd like to have, or else we'll move to watch number 3.
Leo re-ups the dome as always. And that's it.
Ritual casting. It works. Watch number 3.
And do relay that there's a camp that direction if you want to keep an eye out in case.
Karate, you can roll with advantage.
Okay.
Hilarious.
Wow. Amazing. Aren't dice great?
Karuto, you are the best rogue.
The most amazingest rogue, yes.
By all means, if there's any conversations you'd like to have, Karuto, you see nothing special in the evening.
Except for myself, finger guns.
I suppose when you roll 2 3s, you think you're special. That's fine.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Rev doesn't have anything in particular that he wants to talk about.
Neither does character. He's happy to just, companionable silence.
You have your companionable silence. After all these heartfelt conversations, you both just kind of go, nod to each other, and keep watch. You successfully long rest. Feel free to restore things. You know how this works.
I
Party
actually
wakes
don't
and
know how
go
that
ahead.
wakes up if I don't sleep. Do I not get spell slots or anything back?
I'm still considering you taking a long rest in that sense,
Just
letting you
plus
restore
exhaustion.
things, but you still, yeah, you still get exhaustion
Gotcha.
because you're trying to sleep. You're just
Yeah.
failing. What does the party want to do?
I guess we continue on our journey.
Any objections?
Nope.
Real quick, while we're on the road, I want to suggest to Permelia that because I have a gun, it's probably obvious where I'm from. Please don't let the military higher ups take it.
She gives a very strong nod with a clear understanding. You know that she said the word gun before. She knows what it is.
Yep, she knows what
Meaning-
it is and says that they're interested in it.
Well, more accurately, they know how to fight against it. It's less about them being super interested, more that they don't have the resources to mass produce them themselves,
Oh,
like your
gotcha.
country did.
That's relieving, actually.
In fact, she'll inform you of this, of they probably won't take it. That we've seen them before. So, one important curiosity point. Navala, do you resummon Mira?
Yes.
It comes back. It is still doesn't have the horns anymore, but still seems very happy to see you.
He gives Mira a pat and tells her that she did a really good job yesterday.
You get a warm feeling in return.
Is the bat happy to see Mira too?
The bat is very happy because it goes from sleeping on the cart to sleeping on Mira again almost immediately. You begin your journey following the road. About half a day goes by before you see what appeared to be a small group of definitely military, heavily armed, but not openly hostile, also going by on the road. You're moving faster than them, but you're going in the same direction. They notice you coming and actively move off to the side, but you can tell that they are watching you as you pass. Is there any kind of interactions you'd like to do as this happens or before it happens?
Is this the same direction as the campfire spotted the previous night? Like
Most
where-
likely.
Okay.
And I have nothing to do.
That's fine if that's true. I just wanted to make sure and didn't want to speak for the party. They let you pass, but you can definitely tell they are watching. There's many of them have looks of concern when they see just how many of you are not human. And you can almost tell that some of them are whispering of confusion as you go by. If nothing else, Karuto, you know that there's probably going to be rumors about this group going around, which could be good, could be bad, depending. But you continue forward, and for the sake of some brevity, uh, I am simply going to let you know congratulations, random event said no more fights.
No more babies.
No more babies.
Ah, yes, every woman's dream, no more babies. So you're going to reach Gerallia at the end of the week. I'm simply going to ask, is there any conversations or things you'd like to do before you reach there?
I just because I was doing this Leo exhaustion thing, I expect that he probably continues having some minor problems. Would it be okay for me to just carry my 1 point of exhaustion going into town?
Let's just have you roll 2d20s really quick. Yes, maintain that 1 point.
Okay. Um, perhaps something to talk about before we get into town, and Leo might strike this up when we have some confidence that we're far away from civilization and hopefully nobody is listening in. Leo will speak up loud enough for everybody to hear, but kind of targeted at Vermilia and say, will we have issues securing supplies in the bulk that we need to continue our journey once we get there?
Well, I don't think so. It. I think you might have issues if, for example, she gestures toward 6. She tried to buy them, but if one of us did, kind of points towards herself and you, um, probably fine. They should have the supplies. We're not currently at war, so it's not rationed or anything. There's a lot of scouting parties that go to this Rasahari, and they oftentimes have to resupply in places like Gerallia, so they have them. We have money, so
I just suppose if rumor spreads of our presence, if people will, I just wonder what they will think. Uh, uh, if word would have ever gotten ahead of us in some way before we arrive there.
well, if I can make the suggestion if we buy the supplies before we talk to my parents, just in case.
Should we expect to need to leave quickly?
I have no idea.
Again, Leo's talking loud enough for everybody, but
This is not a private conversation.
yeah. But Leo kind of like sighs in a tireless way, not in a huff of frustration or anything. And just like, well, so I suppose we'll see.
Well, last call. Is there anything else people would like to do before you arrive at town?
Should I change back into the dress, Vermilia?
You're my bodyguard. Why would I have a bodyguard in a dress?
Navali looks at Perm like she was hoping she'd say that.
Navali, roll insight. You may think whatever you'd like to think, but she said what she said.
It's true. I am going to see about tucking Staluna in the cart again.
Sure, that is perfectly fine, especially if you just go, here's a bunch of fruit. Here's a bag of fruit. Stay with the bag of fruit.
Yep,
Okay.
in a nice warm spot in the cart.
Additionally, as you're doing this, VD is going to kind of raise her paw. Hi, I'm not going to go anywhere. Do you want me just to make sure your bat is fed, watered, and not flying away?
Yes, I think that would be best.
And just to be clear, this is not an emergency ration. I'm not allowed to eat him, her.
Yes, please don't eat my bath friend.
Why did you make friends with a flying rodent?
He's adorable. Look at her. Look how snug she looks right now.
Uh-huh. She is going to ask again, this time looking directly at Six. So why do you make friends with flying rodents?
Hey man, it's Navali's thing. I don't know, but if you eat it, I'm gonna come after you.
All right, I'm not going to eat it. It's just confusing, okay? Like, yes, it flies and it, like, absolutely, I want to track it and I want to chase it, but half the fun is the catch, you know?
Yeah, I do know. Okay, save it for like some birds or something.
Do you think they'd be mad if I chased some birds?
I don't know. Permelia, will they be mad if VD chases some birds?
I have no idea. Why would again? You told me you're not cats. This is very confusing.
We're not. Okay, VD, I've got a great idea. Chase some birds, and if any Aridian guards stop you and are like, "What are you doing?" say that you're catching the birds for Lady Lavinia.
Genius.
Bulletproof plan.
You can see Permelia actively walk away from you at this point, knowing that it's just not worth it.
Amazing.
Okay, so you start to arrive towards Gerallia. You're not quite sure what to expect. Uh, well, you probably nickled and dimed some information out of Permelia. She did not really want to talk about her homeland that you're heading towards. But when you actually arrive, you can tell that it is an actual town. It is much smaller than Dolvaran. Dolvaran is a city. It sprawls out of control and you can get lost in there for days if you really wanted to. Here, you can see almost every shop almost as you're entering. Almost every residence is within walking distance easily. The homes look quaint and small, all made out of a mixture of wood and brick. There's a stables, there's an inn, and there's a general store. There's even many places that are clear for mass storage, whether it be grain silos or other places that are designed in order to other warehouses that are designed to make sure that things can be stored for long periods of time, including long winters. But it's almost quaint. Though, as you start to head towards the stables in order to get your cart looked after and make sure that your foxes don't just run amok, uh, you start to notice further into the town there are three very large estates that are almost fenced off. One of them looks Less like a house and more like a cathedral, though many of you do not have context for what a cathedral really is. Leo, you probably do, but Rev, to you it looks like it's those places that all the racists keep hanging out in. The other two, one looks like a large manor, very similar to the dilapidated one you went to about a month ago, except not dilapidated. It seems to almost glow with a light of the sun, even when the sun shouldn't be directly upon it. And the third looks a bit, to put it lightly, gothic. It has a lot of Dulverin designs. It seems to just be stealing ideas from everywhere and putting art out in an almost gaudy way. You can tell this one wants to show off how much money it's making by simply buying anything that looks interesting and putting it out in front. The majority of the people around town seem to not actually go towards those places. And when you look around those actual gates, you can see that there are dozens, if not hundreds, of people constantly about them inside, but no one entering or leaving. They likely seem to all live together in their own quarters within those mansions themselves. But, important question, as you head to the stables to get the foxes taken care of, how long do you intend to keep them there? Or do you intend to try and save money and say, no, we'll just let the foxes run around?
Well, there's also option 3 if like when is VD going home?
That would depend upon uh, if you wanted to actually get your supplies immediately. She could just go, "Oh yeah, no, I can just grab them and head back now." Or if you wanted to go, we need to know if we're going to head back to Dulveran or head to the Rasahari immediately. She can wait around for a day or two. So that's kind of up to the party. I just need to know how much money I want to take away from your accounts.
Guild leader.
Uh, well, I guess that's the question. Do we want to go to the Rasahari from here or go back to Dolveren first?
I thought that was the plan. That's that VD was coming along so that she could return with the foxes.
Correct.
Perhaps, but I feel a bit different now that the military is involved, I suppose. Or I don't know, I guess that's the question.
She immediately makes herself look like a black-haired woman. I'll be fine. Also, you guys are way more dangerous than I am alone.
Well, very well. If this is still their plan, that's fine.
Does anyone object to the plan of VD just grabbing the cart and taking the foxes away?
I assume Mira's with them.
Mira can come with you if you want. Like, Mira's so loyal that she'd just follow you no matter where you go.
I don't think that's a good idea.
Sure. And the funny thing about Mira is you could have her go with VD and you can just go and resummoned.
It's true.
I suppose the real important question is, do you have VD also take your bat back.
Yes. Again, reiterating that she cannot eat Staluna.
Okay. But what if I find a replacement bat before you? I'm kidding. Don't glare at me like that.
Navali is slightly glaring.
I won't eat your pet.
Good.
Probably.
Mira won't let you.
She turns around to look at the elk and did not know the elk could glare.
Just absolutely imagining Maximilian from Tangled. Just like
Yes.
standing there, just.
Huh. You have to teach me that trick. That's really cool. And I won't eat your bat because I don't want to be kicked in the face by an elk.
I think that's a wise decision. She will give Mira a pat before heading back to everybody else.
Just so you know, Reverence, I'm just gonna bring them back to the guild hall and let the foxes play there. Is that okay?
Yes, that's fine.
Perfect. And VD gets everything arranged after dropping you off and immediately just turns around and starts heading back. Navale, you feel, for a second, Mira feels a bit bad about leaving you, and then immediately goes, but I have a task in mind, and that determined feeling just goes through your body. You're pretty sure the task is literally to make sure that VD doesn't eat the bat.
Navali smiles because she feels similarly but in a different way.
All right? Your DM is now sad because they can't create a tragedy just by having that be an AoE. Continue. You're within the town. You can decide what you'd like to do immediately.
Rev will look to Permilia.
Well, if I appear just randomly, they would have probably many questions that would cause its own issues. So we should probably stay in the inn for tonight while I write a letter to get formally accepted to go talk to them. Alternatively, we can go straight into the house and just try to barge our way in which case they're going to ask so many questions and probably get very frustrated. Which would you prefer?
I feel that frustrating them would not be productive.
You don't have a family, do you?
Is it that obvious?
Sorry.
What exactly do you see going down? I seem to recall we came here so that you could yell at them.
Yes, and I do intend to do that, but if I yell at them, if I yell at the servants to even get to yell at them, it's not really beneficial considering that I want to actually let them know how things are actually going and I want to know what's going on here and I want to know if I made terrible mistakes.
So we stay at the inn for a night.
Also, didn't we want to buy the supplies before we go in? That's going to be days of work, right? Right?
Oops, I was
I did
muted.
not.
Yeah, so we go to the inn and prepare. Cool.
Yes.
This wise.
Okay.
Is there just one in?
There is 2 inns. One of them is definitely designed for a pay for the night each night. And it's for people who definitely don't know exactly where they're going to be sleeping and are just passing by and don't know how long. And the other one is clearly designed with the idea of we're going to be here for about a week as we get resupplied. The longer one is much cheaper, but you also get the feeling that you're probably going to have to all share one or maybe 2 rooms. The night by night one constantly gets emptied out, and therefore it's easier to get a room for everybody for a day or two.
I don't know if the inns are close to each other, but Leo would want to cast Locate Creature in an effort to see if our Aridian cleric friend who's meeting us is staying at one or is currently located in one of the 2 inns. Guessing that they don't have a home here and they would perhaps stay in them.
You don't sense him.
All right. Well, we may be running early, so it's hard to tell.
Well, for the sake of minusing a bunch of gold from you guys, supplies. Did you guys ever discuss exactly how much you're going to buy?
Oh god, no, we didn't, because this is the super serious, super hardcore supplies, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Are we any closer to our destination by being here?
So you can go straight west into the Rasahari. From there, it will be a bit complicated. So I'm actually going to, because this is essentially going to be figuring out from multiple maps, I'm going to ask someone to give me a survival or nature check. 2 people max, or one with advantage.
I have survival. Try no visual. Survival nature. Let me double check. It is survival. That's 6.
I think that is the highest in the party.
I vote Karito with advantage.
Yes.
Terrifying.
Double 13.
Let's hack and go. Any objections?
Go.
Okay. Advantage.
Double 13, come on.
Survival.
Ha!
Dang.
Yikes.
Wow, my dice are bad right now.
Okay. So, Karto, one of the issues that you're coming to the realization of is the map's distances are not uniform. So when you're trying to figure out, okay, so from here to here, wait, that doesn't make any sense. That should be this far away. And realizing that, oh, like this much is this much distance for this map, and this much is this much distance for this map. So doing direct comparisons just gives you a headache. It's a lot of math. I will still give you, getting to the City of Winds is closer from Dulveran's side, but literally everything else is closer from this side. So it kind of depends on where 6 wants to go, but getting a direct how long will this take, you have no fucking idea.
The Oasis of Flowers first. I want to secure my brother.
That is actually very close to the border. The Aridian border, I should say.
See, it looks like it's close by on this map that Sand drew. I don't know where that skeleton is, or the sandstone building, the one that we saw, Karito.
He nods. Perhaps we could try and make a sketch of it and show people, at least when we get closer.
Yeah. I don't know if we want to push into the City of Winds, but I'd like to investigate the cove. Do I know what direction from the City of Winds the cove could be?
Roll me history. Which is kind of weird because it's literally your history, but it's fine. You do. You know it is when you follow the waterways, what I mean by waterways is the actual ocean, uh, to the southwest, you will find the cove within a day or two. I believe we've even talked about Six has been there before, like been near there, not inside it itself probably, but seen it.
Gotcha. Did she go with Dad?
I don't think she went with Dad. I think she just got rambunctious and every now and then explored.
That makes sense. Somewhere around, like, right here.
Correct.
Okay. It would be pushing it, but I think I know where it is. It's about a day or two's travel southwest from the City of Winds. We don't actually have to go to the city proper unless we wanted to investigate the things that have been going on there. Leorin, you said that you have some sort of way out magic. That's why we went and got that circle, right?
Yes.
I want answers and I'm willing to push for them. Are you guys?
Character nods. I will be happy to back you up.
You're doing this for me, so I'm gonna do this for you.
Uh, if we're already so deep in, we might as well go all the way.
Let me be really clear. I'm not looking to confront Dad. But I want to gather information and I want to get out. And find that Eidolon, too.
In time, I will be able to bring us wherever we want to go without the need for a circle. It's going to take quite some time. So, as long as we arrive in the City of Winds, we can confront him whenever you want.
To be completely honest, we didn't actually leave on good terms. And so I'm not certain how he would react if I came home. And with everything that you've said, Permelia, I have some doubts. And I don't want to put you and everybody else at risk. Not yet. It took all of us to beat 4. I don't know. I'm so thinking two things at the same time.
Well, you try to cheer me up, so I'm going to do the same. Let's
Okay.
do this one step at a time. Let's buy some supplies.
Okay.
I know a great place where we can get fancy. She looks towards Navali. Salted meats.
Yes, I'll be okay, Permelia. You
Okay,
just won't partake.
let's get some for the road. Oh, before I forget, she takes out a small bag and just hands it to Reference. This is stuff from when I was doing missions in Dulveran. If we're going out, you need the money, right?
Uh, Well, I'm fine. I'm all right. That's
Uh,
does any
Yeah, I'm going to be eating the food.
okay.
It's just 30 gold. You may add that to your group fund.
I will do that. As far as how much we buy, and this is kind of like out of character conversation, I feel like we should just oversupply. Like, you know, if we don't have any idea whatsoever, we can kind of assume that we'll be at least out there for a month, maybe. The worst case scenario, we have, you know, things that we can use for a future trip somewhere.
By all means, discuss and tell me how much money you spend. As a reminder, each day of travel is going to cost the amount of people in both rations and supplies.
Where's the sheet located again,
I can just show it again.
please?
That is the wrong sheet. Please ignore that one.
Sorry.
It's under dangerous areas. Perilous journeys, and additionally, I have a second sheet for actually keeping track of it, which I will also reveal and show if it wasn't already.
So, if I'm doing the math correctly, uh, it's gonna be about. So we have 7 people plus Navali in that.
I think it's 3.7 gold per day for the party. That's including the extra silver for ration.
Is is it 1 ration per person, or is it just 1 ration?
1 ration per person.
Okay.
Yeah. And Navali needs special rations.
Yeah.
The reason it is designed for 1 ration per person is because I don't know how many people you want to bring everywhere, so I don't want to give it a universal number. So you don't grab 14 people and it stays the same cost.
Okay.
As you interpreted our main tactic.
But it's not 1 supply.
It is
Per
1 supply
person.
per person too.
It's 1 supply per person. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's pretty expensive. But we have like 875 gold in the guild fund at the moment.
2
I
months.
mean, I will let you know if you want to do a month, it's 105 gold.
Would Six know if the Oasis of Flowers could potentially serve as a restocking point as well? If it came to it?
6 history. It would be a decent rest point, but you don't remember a town being there.
I'll say as much. Rosalind and I talked about it a little bit. She said that it was a peaceful place, but I don't know if there's a town or anything. My guess is 2 months. And I don't have any information that I'm basing that off of. Like, there's no math or science or whatever. It just seems generous.
Works for me.
I trust your judgment, Six.
Oh, okay. If it's like a skirmish, then you can do that, but I don't know about this.
I mean, I would err on the side of being overprepared, I suppose.
I mean, we could do 3 months if we really wanted to.
Yes, spend all of your money.
And we can't spend money if we're dead, so.
Good point.
Tell that to the undead.
Can they spend money? I'm not sure.
Well, if you want to get 2 months of supplies, that is 210 gold. Do you want to shoot for 3 months and make it 315?
Leo doesn't
I-
push, but I feel like 3.
Are there any limitations on the logistics of us carrying all of these?
So, if you went for a full year, I would say at that point there's going to have to be problems. But for 3 months of supplies, I'm not going to have any penalties for this. It's you're all carrying heavy backpacks. That's fine.
Okay.
And you kind of throw them off before combat. It's fine.
Okay. Sure. Is that fine, Rev?
Yes.
$315, you said?
315. All right, my plan to make sure you never have enough money for any of your spellcasting components is successful.
I spend 3 bond rewards on finding a treasure.
No. Buying all these supplies takes some time. It's not as simple as I go to the general store and buy that much food. Buying such in so much bulk, and especially prepared food that can be taken for long periods of time, and making sure you have all the supplies you need. Oftentimes, it's orders that have to be stocked up and prepared directly for you. So it does take a few days. Thankfully, they seem willing to discuss this with you, and especially with Leo Carto around, they understand of like, oh yeah, no, this completely makes sense, and get things ready for you for the amount of money that you promised them. Leo, I'm asking, do you locate creature every day?
Probably in the mornings, and then he's not doing multiple check-ins and spending all those spell slots.
Okay. 2 days pass as you get everything ready for your trip to the Rasahari afterwards. Promelia spends some time essentially getting things ready so you can just enter her home without any issues. And then your locate creature in the morning pings that they're. Which inn did you decide to go to? I don't think we actually figured that out, did we?
No, we didn't.
Let's
Character-
backtrack. Where'd you go?
Character would espouse that sharing a room is fine with him, especially since a lot of their money should be going on rations if we're going into the Rasahari.
So that was the long-term stay, I
Yes.
believe. And I think that makes sense. We'd get like a week and then, or whatever the prices are. But if we leave early, we leave early.
Yeah, they are willing to get you 2 rooms that could probably fit your entire party for a simple 2 gold. This will include breakfast, but no other meal. I'm going to assume someone just takes 2 gold out and we can move on.
Sure, I do that. And then locate creature.
Yes, and then 2 days go by, your locate creature pings in the morning of that cleric who you've been trying to find. Well, you assume he's a cleric, let's be honest. Pings towards the inn that you are currently staying in. He actively moving towards you as if he has recently entered town.
Okay. So either they know we're here or they're just looking for a place to stay themselves. I would let people know whose room I'm staying in and then perhaps go knock on the door of the other room and make sure we're all together and can discuss that before they actually arrive.
Yeah, you know, just from your locate creature, you probably have 5 to 10 minutes without any issues, so you can have an actual conversation. If they know exactly where you are and aren't just looking for a room.
Yeah. Assuming because we're doing in the morning, I'm assuming it's breakfast and we're getting our free breakfast. So Leo
Yep.
just sort of pipes up and says, "The red hand man is about 10 minutes out. I believe, and heading this way. Did not speak to me, but just I detect him."
I was hoping we'd be ready and gone by the time they arrived. I guess we do our best to be polite to their inquiries. Unless anyone has a better idea.
Thinking about it, unfortunately, I recalled slipping that the Lavinia family was expecting us, so which is just to mean that if they don't find us here, they'll probably search at Vermilia's home.
They'll send a request through, most likely, yes.
Have you received a response to your request?
I received that multiple of my siblings are currently within the manor and my room is currently occupied. However, when we are willing to discuss and have a conversation with them, they will make sure that they are made available. It would be preferable if it was in the afternoon.
Bruh, you have to make an appointment to see your family?
Yes,
What the fuck?
it's a big family. Six, just because you said that out loud, could you just roll me insight? With a 14, I'm going to just let you know. She literally doesn't even think this is weird, so this is probably very common where she, in her life.
Weird. Also, I spilled something all over myself. I'll be right back again. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I also imagine we're eating breakfast in our room and not out in the open, so
They have no objections to that happening.
yeah, just so that we can speak freely without the power structures at play.
Well, did we want to just rush along, yell at my parents, and run, or did we think that we're going to have to talk to these people?
Why is politics hard?
Because it's fun.
If you have the understanding that it could potentially be done in the former fashion, I would prefer that
I have
personally.
no idea how long it could be, and it could get very awkward if things go bad.
I apologize. I didn't mean in respect to what you need to do. I meant in respect to how long it would take them to come after us.
Oh, I have no idea.
Rev's ears are folded. um, we're here. Perhaps we should just do this right. If they want to meet with you in the evening, afternoon, perhaps we'll wait till then and we'll just stay here until then. And if they happen to come for us, we will have a conversation. Otherwise, I would prefer not to seek them out.
I imagine that if they followed us 1 week on foot to get here, or over a week on foot to get here, that they intend to follow through on the conversation. Um, uh, Permilia, just something that flashed in my memory long ago when we first heard about eidolons. The first person who told us about that had talked about Aridians who were idolic hunters, was the term they used.
Weird term, but we we have several groups that actively seek them out. Yes, I was part of one.
The implication was seeking out um, people who have them and not monster hunting.
We have
Yeah.
groups for both of those.
Would that potentially be? They were very curious about the magic that some of our party had. Would they? Would such people try to take things by force in our current circumstance?
While we're in the borders of Aridia, they would not do so knowing that it could cause incredible damage to the surrounding area. The moment that we leave a civilized location, yes, they would absolutely ambush us and try to take it by force if they knew we had one.
Nothing would stop them from following us into the Rasahari, then, I suppose. If they really wanted to. And if that's even related, they could just be curious folks.
If they follow us into the Rasahari Desert, I imagine they would have to stock up like we had to. Perhaps we will have an advantage.
Aren't Aridians, like, afraid of going into the Rasahari now?
No? Well, yes and no. We have groups that are willing to. How do I. The reason that we have supplies here for that is because we have groups that actively try to figure out if we can even reach towns there or e- sometimes chasing some servants who run away. But it's not suggested and it's actively illegal for citizens to go there.
I imagine my locate person it shows them getting ever closer.
Oh, yes, they're like right at the door at this point.
Well, we can stay in our rooms for now and try to leave. Try to scoot out to meet with the family, or we can just meet with them now if they're here.
As Leo says this, he senses that they get close enough that most likely they are within the building itself. What would the party like to do?
Would we simply say that you're not feeling well, Parmelia, and thus we cannot have a proper meeting?
Navale, I'd like you to roll me deception. As you say this, you can see her eyes kind of go, oh, and you realize that what you said sparked an idea. Perhaps we could simply say, I'm about to meet my parents and we can't have a proper meeting today, and then leave before the morning.
Perhaps we tell them to set up an appointment with us.
Yes.
Well, that sounds like a good idea to me.
Who is really good at deception? It's not character.
Not Celastra.
Ironically, I think it's Navale.
I have a +6.
Oh my lord.
Yeah, but you are a demi, so I don't know what
I am
but
also
they
I
know
am
also-
also the lady's bodyguard.
True.
Yeah.
there's actually a lot of logic to that one.
True, true.
I could even, well, I guess I don't have the maid outfit on me anymore, so I can't look proper, but
It's in the room.
but then again, why would her bodyguard wear the maid outfit?
It's true.
Because she's that kind of bodyguard.
That's illegal.
Dang.
Is it though?
That's why we ran into Perm in the situation that she was in.
Correct. It is actually illegal.
Oh, I see. Oh, that kind. Yeah.
Bro, she was put to death for that.
Technically exile or forced military service.
I don't say this in character, the part about her being put to death, because that's not a conversation I want to get into with these people on the way.
Well, are you willing to lie to them? Half-truth them, Navali?
Well, it is true that we are in fact going to see your parents soon, so I just need to know exactly what I need to say.
Unfortunately, Today was the only day that I could see the Lavinia family, and immediately we have other pressing matters. We are leaving as soon as we are done here. Would you like to schedule an appointment for when we return? And we simply do not tell them that we're not returning.
I wanted to write that down, but my keyboard's not working. So I am going to say that Navali will relay that exactly.
So you leave the room and start heading towards where Leo directs.
I was also just going to recommend adding, because if they ask, where are you leaving? Well, should we say back to Dolverun?
Would somebody also like to accompany Navali?
Rev will.
Okay.
Also, maybe somebody who is human presenting or elf presenting, just in case.
Haruto will come with.
I only say that in case they don't take us seriously.
Okay. So, Rev, Navali, Karuto, you take the directions that Leo gave and start heading out into the inn, knowing that they are probably at the entrance, currently either asking around for a room or asking for you. Navali, I require a wisdom saving throw.
Right. 23.
With a 23, you keep yourself calm as you enter the room in the center and can clearly see the man who you know killed your mother. And we'll end there.
Oh, fuck.
Uh-oh.
Oh shit! That's no bueno.
He is definitely gonna turn away after that.
So, I know we're not actually going to be around for next week. Is this still true?
Yep, sorry.
Totally fine. So, are we all good for the week after that?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yep.
So, confirming 28th is good for everybody.
Thumbs up.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yep.
Oh my gosh, what a cliffhanger.
Yes, very much so. I'm glad that you managed to faff about enough that I could get it to a cliffhanger instead of having to do that scene.
Shall I end the stream?
By all means, I hope everyone had a good time, and we'll figure out what happens in 2 weeks.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah, thank you for playing.